Hey guys, back with another video. So, got another topic today that I want to discuss that I've been thinking about for quite a while. And the topic today is to do with what is intelligence and what is intuition, because I feel that they are related. So, in terms of, what is intelligence, basically one of my basic premises that I've been trying to convey to you guys throughout these videos is that there are several kind of what I would call societal lies that people are, kind of under the influence of, if you will, that are not in fact accurate in terms of objective reality. And I believe that the concept of intelligence is one of these societal misconceptions, if you will, because I think that they teach us in school, a very narrow view of what intelligence is. And I actually looked up, on Google what the official definition of intelligence is. And the definition is the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. Which is essentially the same definition that I had in my own mind when I went to check. My own definition, I think I said to myself, basically the ability to obtain and analyze information efficiently. I think, again, when it comes to school, which is where we learn and where we're taught about intelligence and, how to improve our intelligence, etc., is basically, are you good in math and science? Are you good at reading? Are you good in some of these other subjects? Are you good at retaining information? But I believe that there's a lot of other forms of intelligence that aren't given credit. Like, for example, people who are more artistic, or someone who is, let's say, a genius car mechanic, but they can't, let's say, hypothetically, they can't do 2 + 2 in their head. Some would say that person is an idiot because they can't do basic mathematics, but they're able to work on, one of the most complicated Lamborghini engines in the world. So is that person smart, or are they dumb? So I think if we look, just at the conventional definition of intelligence, the one that was taught to us in school, a lot of people would think that person is not very intelligent. But from a different angle, in their, unique set of skills, they, are at the top of the charts. And I think that this applies, to several different areas where one might have the ability to acquire and analyze information efficiently, according to my definition of intelligence, but they are not being given credit by society for being intelligent. And I think that this is a mistake. And and I'm getting to my point here, which is that I believe intuition, which is what a lot of people would call, a sixth sense. Some people will term it, ESP, extrasensory perception. There's all different names for it. A gut feeling, a lot of people will say. A lot of kind of like spiritual people and people, mystics, and people who are into this type of information, this type of knowledge, have pointed to the pineal gland, which is a gland that we have like right here in our brain, as being the third eye, which is, the eye that can see without seeing, if you will, not to sound too cliche, but that's essentially what it is. And there's been a lot of study of this phenomenon for centuries. And the pineal gland, which is in the shape of a pine cone, is often depicted. I don't know if it's on the back of the dollar bill, I could be mistaken on that, but it's been depicted in various symbols throughout history, because the ancients knew the power of the pineal gland and the ability for people to, acquire knowledge through non-traditional means. Not by reading a book, not by having it taught to them in a classroom, but by accessing it through what I would term the ether, the non-material realm. So a quick story, there's a very famous mathematician from India. I'm sure many of you probably have heard of him. His name is Ramanujan. He was one of the most advanced mathematicians of all time, and he attended Cambridge, I believe, but he didn't have any traditional means of study. And when they asked, and he was coming up with all of these very advanced mathematical equations, and when they asked him where he was getting these equations from, he said that he was getting them in his dreams. They were like, these equations were being shown to him in his dreams. And so, I believe he was accessing this information through non-traditional means. And I believe that we all have the potential to access hidden information similar to what Ramanujan did. Maybe not on that high of a level, because he was obviously a very gifted, very special person. But I do think that we all have that same ability to access information that's not readily apparent. And I think I've had a lot of kind of debates with friends and stuff about intuition. And as I've mentioned in some of my past videos, I'm a professional poker player. For me personally, I really believe in the power of intuition, and I believe in my own intuition, and I see it evidence itself as being real in different situations that I encounter at the poker table, and in situations that I encounter away from the poker table. And a lot of people write it off as, well, yeah, your subconscious mind is at play, or, you made a lucky guess, and blah, blah, blah. But I really think there is something more to it. And I think that, and this is where I get into, more of like my conspiracy theories, as people like to say, but I think that the powers at play, i.e. the government and some other, powerful institutions, moneyed interests, elites, extremely wealthy people, who, have a certain agenda that they're trying to carry out, don't want us to know about a lot of our hidden potential. They don't want us to know about our hidden power, because if we truly accessed all our hidden power, we wouldn't allow for a lot of the nonsense to go on that's going on right now. And, that is a big part of why I feel so passionate about this, because I basically feel that in a lot of different subtle ways, we are under attack. And this, without sounding too dramatic, I think this is an example of that. They don't teach us in school that intuition is real. And why is that? And who's controlling, the curriculum for the schools? Who's controlling the curriculum for, the colleges, the graduate schools, the medical schools? It's all controlled by certain, groups that have specific agenda, and, they have certain reasons why they're controlling a lot of what's going on behind the scenes. So anyway, about the intuition, I believe that we all have this power of intuition, and it can be an extremely useful tool for all of us. But the first step in accessing one's intuition and strengthening it is to first believe it, to believe that you have that power, and to believe that it's real. Because if you don't believe that you have that power, and if you don't believe that it's real, you'll never have it. You'll never have it. In order for you to, form a bond, if you will, between your intuition and your conscious mind, you have to first accept that it's real and believe in it. Because if you don't take that step, you'll never have it. And it's then, it's kind of like going to the gym in a way. You go to the gym so you can strengthen your muscles, right? But first you have to actually go to the gym and believe that you're strong enough to lift weights. If you don't, if you say, oh, I'm too weak, I can't pick up weights, I'll hurt myself. Well, you can't even get to the gym to strengthen your muscles. Well, it's kind of the same thing with intuition. First, you have to believe that the possibility is there. Then once you believe the possibility is there, then you can start kind of experimenting with it. And over a long period of time, you can fine tune it. One of the reasons why I really do love poker is because I feel that it is one way in which you can fine tune your intuition over a long period of time through practice. But I know for me, there's been a few times in my life where my intuition told me things that I had no way of knowing. And I don't want to get too much into this, but obviously during the pandemic, regarding the vaccine, regarding a lot of the other things that were going on, I knew that it was not for our highest benefit. And the only reason why I knew that was through my intuition. My intuition told me certain things, especially about the vaccine not being good for us. And I know that all of the evidence to support what I'm saying hasn't come out yet, but some of it has. But I believe over time, we're going to see more and more evidence to show that the shot was in fact harmful and actually caused more harm than good. Hopefully they're not going to flag this video for saying that, but I would not be surprised if they do. So we'll see what happens. But that was one time that my intuition told me something that I had no way of knowing. Also, just in terms of like the lockdowns being inefficient and unnecessary, and other measures that were used to prevent COVID were unnecessary and not cost efficient from a cost benefit standpoint. There were also some other times in my personal life when my intuition told me things that I had no way of knowing. So anyway, I don't want to go on and on. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter, but I'm here to tell you that we all have hidden power. Intuition is a superpower, really, that everyone can access, but you first have to believe in it and then explore it further and, you know, do some research and see what you can come up with. But this is literally a superpower for all of us that can yield many fruits, if you will. But the first step is to believe. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys kind of understand where I'm coming from with a lot of these videos. And I do want to say one other thing. I hope that I'm not coming across as like arrogant and egotistical, as if I'm like so much smarter or like know so much more than everybody else, because that's really not what I'm about. I just believe that I have a different perspective, and I think everybody has a unique perspective, and I think that, you know, society doesn't give enough credit to the value behind people providing their unique perspective on life and on some of these important issues. And I think that, you know, more people should share their unique perspective with the world, because there is value there, and you know, we can all learn from each other. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys again soon. Take care.